Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the St. Andrew's College Memorial Chapel. What a glorious day to celebrate our grade 8 graduates. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in chapel. Good morning, and welcome to the St. Andrew's College Memorial Chapel. We would like to start by acknowledging that we are on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, whose presence here continues to this day. We would like to acknowledge the land that we're on is at the meeting place of two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. We would like to thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. We acknowledge this land and the people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people by creating a shared understanding of how our collective past has brought us to where we are today, which will help us walk together into a better future. Thank you for joining us. This is a place of remembrance, of brotherhood, of solitude, and of reflection. It is fitting on the final day of the 2020 academic year, we say goodbye to what has been an exceptionally challenging year, and we prepare to welcome new challenges that are on the horizon. For you, the grade 8 graduates of St. Andrews, this chapel is a significant part of your entering experience, and I hope that it remains important to you during your transition to upper school and as you become a lifelong Andrian. The school motto of St. Andrew's College is "Quit ye like men, be strong." It means acquit yourself as a man, be accountable as a man, take responsibility for your actions. It comes from the book of the Bible called Paul's first letter to the Corinthians in chapter 16. The whole passage in the King James Version is, "Watch ye, stand fast in the faith, quit ye like men, be strong. Let all your deeds be done with charity." In a newer translation of the book, it reads, "Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love." I've been thinking a great deal about what I might like to say as my final words here in this last chapel of 2020. And I thought I would remind the graduates of some of the essential themes we explored throughout chapel this year. Perseverance. We must never give up, especially when times are tough. Remember, there's always a blue sky behind the clouds. Tolerance. Each of us is unique, and we need to respect that. Be good to each other. And as the famous scripture reading says, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Dream. A favorite of mine. Dream and never stop dreaming. Reach for the stars. And as American poet Walt Whitman said, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Dream. Love. We all need more of this. Love unabashedly and never be ashamed of it. And be sure to tell those around you, the ones you care so deeply about, that you love them. And remind them as often as you can. It's a powerful and wonderful gesture. Kindness. This is perhaps the most important. Be kind to both yourself and to those around you. Practice kindness in all that you do. And remember the question from Charlie Mackessy's book. What do you want to be when you grow up? Kind, said the boy. As I draw the final chapel of 2020 academic year to a close, I would be remiss if I did not mention the leadership who helped make St. Andrews what it truly is. I would like to thank the head of the school, Mr. Kevin McHenry, the head of the middle school, Ms. D'angelo, the assistant director, Mr. Biasi, and the entire middle school faculty and staff who worked diligently to make this school spectacular. We should also take time to thank the chair of the Board of Governors, Mr. Dan Stock, and the entire board, who've entrusted this school to those who lead it. And finally, I would like to thank each and every one of you. Your middle school journey has now come to an end. But for many of you, the Andrian experience will continue. As we know, this has not been an easy year. But let's look back upon it and find solace in not what we missed, but what we found. This is your day, graduates. Enjoy it. I am proud of each and every one of you. Have a great day, a wonderful summer, and I look forward to seeing you in September. Thank you.
Afternoon, And thank you, Bryce, for that wonderful introduction. Please stand for the singing of our national anthem. And boys, if you're wearing your new hats, this would be a good time to take them off. Thank you, Mr. Richardson and the middle school band for piecing that together. Very impressive. Well, this is certainly a different kind of audience, a much quieter one than I remember. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to our 121st Middle School Prize Day ceremony. Head of School, Mr. McHenry, Mr. Biazzi, and from afar, Board of Governors, faculty, parents, and most importantly, middle school boys. While this is certainly a different take on what Ketchum Auditorium typically resembles on this special day, there is a warmth about standing on this stage live, knowing that you are tuned in from the comfort of your home, surrounded by those who love you and who have supported your middle school journey. Thank you for joining us from your personal electronic device. I hope you are well connected and not just to the Wi-Fi. 2020, the year that the class of 2024, that's all of you, culminates their middle school years. 1 year ago, as we embarked on our 120th school celebration, we gathered as a community in cherished spaces. Rogers Hall, Memorial Chapel, and the infamous Quad. We sat tightly next to our BFFs, reminiscing about a middle school year well lived, and excitedly prepared for Game 6 of the NBA Championship playoffs. I know most of you can recall the anticipation of that day. Toronto, for the first time in sports history, came away victorious and won the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. How appropriate that this feat capped a year of glorious accomplishments, tremendous lessons learned, and loads of fun in Rogers Hall. Now, fast forward to today. Our end-of-year togetherness comes via a screen. We are practicing social distancing measures, and we are not excitedly anticipating Game 6 yet. It is amazing the changes we endure in such a short period of time. When we begin to consider the evolvement of 2020, a year that many projected would be remarkable, and not for the sole reason that we are only likely to live once through a year where the first two digits match the second two. But it is easy to focus on what feels like a downward spiral of events since inception. A series of natural disasters, including bushfires, floods, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions, giving rise to serious climate change concerns. The shooting down of the Ukrainian airliner, the death of Kobe and Gigi Bryant and 7 others in a helicopter crash, COVID-19, which seems to have canceled life, Canada's worst modern mass shooting on our sweet East Coast, the Canadian Forces snowbird tragedy, and the killing of George Floyd at the hands of police. That's a lot to take in, and it's heavy, and it's sad, and it's real, and it makes me feel a deep sense of helplessness. And then I'm reminded, each and every day, whether I drive past our iconic iron gates or link into Zoom to greet a class, I'm reminded that there is hope. There is so much hope in this world, in our homes, in our schools, in our communities, all wrapped up around the globe. Each tragic set of events has spurred attention to action. Take serious care of our planet. Arm yourself with knowledge to gain political perspective. Love your family and live each day fully. Make your health a priority. Yes, that means eat your veggies and be active. Lead with love and compassion, and use your voice to protest peacefully. Many view the occurrences of 2020 negatively. We need to choose the encouraging lens, to view them as opportunities to create positive change. Our middle school graduates, you are being counted on and you are being called upon in what are very challenging times. You are leading this movement. As you close the middle school chapter, reframe how you think about today and your future. This is not the end of a journey. Instead, it marks the beginning as you enter a new phase of your St. Andrews College career. Look beyond our campus, jump in locally, and give consideration to how you may begin to extend your contributions further. You've started some of this tough work already. You are challenged each day to be kind, respectful of one another, regardless of color, race, or religion. You give generously to our community giving project. You support local food banks, spend time with seniors, who love you, by the way, serve the needs of the homeless, plant trees, and uplift our frontline workers. You are beginning to make sense of the many skills and values that you have embodied in the first 13 years of your life. And now it's time to activate. Always strive to listen and learn. What we hear teaches us how to respond. We can all do better in this area. Leslie Dwight, aspiring writer, shared an inspiring poem that went wildly viral recently on social media. She posed the question, what if 2020 isn't canceled? What if 2020 is the year we've been waiting for? A year so uncomfortable, so painful, so scary, so raw, that it finally forces us to grow. A year that screams so loud, finally awaking us from our ignorant slumber. A year we finally accept the need for change. Declare change, work for change, become the change. A year we finally band together instead of pushing each other further apart. 2020 isn't canceled, but rather the most important year of them all. And as we consider the events and people that contributed to making this year an important one, a rather large group of individuals come to the forefront, your teachers. While you've become independent, have learned a great deal, and achieved success, this would not have been possible without the endless support from the amazing faculty. They worked tirelessly to offer an extraordinary SAC experience, and this was doubly evidenced in our remote learning platform. They transitioned quickly, ensured an engaging online program, and most importantly, they maintained connectivity during trying times. And the patience. Oh, the patience they show. The Zoom classroom that led to frequent virtual background changes, floating, turning heads, enough to make one dizzy and feel motion sick, and the frequent and endless stream of chat box spamming. Please help me in offering a sincere thank you for their relentless enthusiasm and dedication to teaching, learning, and for playing a significant role in your middle school experience. Thank you, teachers. Mr. Trevor Biazzi, thank you for being my learning curve partner during these unprecedented times. I'm wondering, though, do you think disciplinary issues double when we return to campus? Mrs. Tara Barbito, thank you for helping to create special memories for our graduates. Your unconditional support and hard work, especially over the last few weeks, are very much appreciated. If you thought it was challenging to maintain a full fridge during quarantine, you should share notes with our McDonald House residential team, David Galida, Paul Tatera, Kyle Shoemaker, and Ryan Turley. These gems are the very reason why our boarders hand sanitize, keep their rooms in order, and stay out of trouble, most days. Please join me in thanking them for their commitment to our residential program. St. Andrews College is a sought-after, first-class independent school, renowned for its strong employee base and strengthened community. While it may be difficult to secure a position at the college on either a full or part-time basis, experience has shown that the decision to leave is harder. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to a special tribute to extraordinary members of our faculty, David Galida, David Kyle, and Ellen Mole, who will be moving into the retirement chapter of their journey. While David Galida and Ellen Mole commence their closing this summer, David Kyle will be returning until the March break 2021. However, we felt remiss to pass up an opportunity to wish the legend himself a fond farewell on his final Prize Day ceremony.
Good day. Way back in January of 2002, I came home one day and told my then wife, who happened to be Ellen Mole, that one of my outside middle school arts instructors had moved on. Jokingly, I asked if she was interested in teaching pipes once a week. I laughed, but she said yes. It's now 18 years later, and our entire piping program has flourished. I make no secret of the fact that much of this success is due to Ellen Mole. She took to the middle school beginners immediately, and they took to her. Next thing I knew, she was throwing ideas at me, and they were good ideas. Middle school piping expanded. Progress tracking became more focused, and the middle school feeder program for our upper school pipe band was in place. In 2008, we added middle school academic piping. Ellen spearheaded that. Throughout it all, she recruited, motivated, cajoled, and inspired young boys. She did whatever she could to turn them into pipers. I can't tell you how many times we'd be discussing a young piper, and I'd suggest, maybe we should talk to the parents. I'd then learn that not only had she talked to the parents, but she and the mom had since become quite friendly. A couple of years ago, she even organized a group of St. Andrew's parents into a Scottish country dance troupe who have now performed at 2 St. Andrew's Society balls. This coming fall, we will welcome 15 pipers from grade 8 into grade 9, an unprecedented number. They are of a higher caliber than we have ever had. Ellen has certainly made her mark on middle school piping, and that has resulted in a high-quality upper school pipe band. I asked Ellen some questions around retiring, and I'd like to read to you one of the paragraphs she sent me describing her passion for teaching. She says, "I think the thing I'll miss the most are the great discussions I've had with my classes about piping and life and how they relate, how the skills we learn in piping, like hard work, working smart, having a plan, paying attention to details, being patient, persistent, and creative are also great life skills. We talked about the purpose of music, our role as musicians, and the special roles pipers have for important life events like weddings and funerals. We talked about piping history and the continuity that we have with people of the past because we are continuing their traditions. And I loved the shared joy in class when the playing goes well and everyone is having a great time together. It's like the best aspects of a team sport and the best aspects of a creative art form all rolled into one." I couldn't have said it better myself. To return to a point I made earlier, Ellen and I shared 24 years of married life, and we have 2 wonderful children. We met through piping. When our time together ended, we made a promise to do everything in our power to always get along well. I'm happy to say that we have more than kept that promise. I think piping life at St. Andrews has been all the richer for it. From the boys, I'd like to say thank you to Ellen for listening to them, motivating them, and treating each and every one as creative individuals. From me, thanks to Ellen for 18 years of making me look good. Best of luck, always.
Today I have the distinct honor of celebrating my first teaching mentor, my esteemed colleague, and my fantastic friend, Mr. David Kyle. There are so many facets to this beautiful Renaissance man that I will try to do justice to just a few of them today as we celebrate Dave Kyle, the man, the coach, the teacher. Dave has taught at St. Andrews College for a whopping 21 years. Throughout this time, he was a pioneer to start up the very first ever grade 6 homeroom classroom. He has instructed hundreds of boys about the subtle, dirty humor and double entendres of William Shakespeare. He has transformed a multitude of reluctant readers into engaged readers. Dave has instructed countless boys about how to conduct a formal debate, give a stellar speech, and become eloquent, creative, and persuasive writers. He has allowed many young boys to learn or continue to perfect their games of soccer and cricket. Most importantly, Dave will be remembered by his students by how he treated them, how important he made them feel, and all of the other immeasurable things he taught them that cannot be found in a grammar textbook. He taught them manners, respect, and how to conduct themselves with class and dignity. He pushed for teaching about mental health issues long before it became trendy to do so. Dave taught about important issues such as poverty and racism in America. He fully understood the role of the English teacher in using the right novel as a platform to teach about social justice issues and to generate the rich discussions that would follow in his classroom. Dave, I dug back to ask your former student from 2005, Andrew Pitkin, and I asked him to send me a few words about your esteemed career. Here is what he wrote, and I quote, "David demonstrated the value of being human first in education. He worked harder, faster, and smarter than his peers. He set the bar high for being a teacher who did the right thing for his students. Whether that involved his sharp wit, his probing insight, or keen compassion. His is a legacy for which we should all be grateful, and we should all be lucky to have worked with or learned from Dave." Dave gave hundreds of grade 8 boys humor and fun in the classroom. He gave them independence. He spoke to the boys like the young men they were on the road to becoming, and in turn, he helped to shape them into fine, young, classy gentlemen. They reciprocated with a deep respect and admiration for Mr. Kyle. I asked Warren and Ben Van Eden and Mikey Bain to also weigh in and help me send off Mr. Kyle, and here is what they wrote collaboratively, and I quote, "Mr. Kyle's biggest impact was with the boys on his cricket team. There was always something special about doing something well and looking over on the bench to see Mr. Kyle watching, something that simply set him apart from every other coach. His respect for his students was second to none, and he was no stranger to joining in on the jokes during practice and on the bus rides. Thank you for everything, Mr. Kyle, and the Cricketers cannot wait to take you out for a night of as a token of our appreciation." Dave, on a personal friendship note, I will miss our deep chats as we walked around campus at lunch during a thunderstorm, or as we sped walked the track or the gym, or as we ate countless lunches together. Over the years, our chats have transformed into the personal realm, where we discussed politics, pedagogy, finding love again after marriage, family memories, to name just a few of our topics. Dave, all of the middle school will miss how you turned the downstairs teaching office into your apartment. What if we want to use that old rowing machine now? We will miss the smells of the homemade soups and the chilies that you spoiled us with. We will miss your sense of humor and how you often love to stir the pot and liven up our middle school meetings. We will miss how you call people out when they deserve to be called out, and how you do so with the exact right balance of pushing the envelope and discreet tact. Dave, in you I have found a lifelong friend. I am forever your bestie gal pal, forever in your corner, my dear friend. Dave, you have touched so many students and colleagues with your humor, your deep kindness, your loyalty, your class, your intelligence, and your dedication to always being 100% genuinely Dave Kyle. Regarding teaching, William Arthur Ward once said, "The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires." Dave, you have truly inspired so many. Thank you, dear, dear David Kyle.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm speaking today about the legacy of an absolute giant of a man, and it's a huge honor and privilege to be here paying tribute to my close friend and colleague, Mr. David Galida, who's retiring. Perhaps one of the most difficult things I could ever do is to provide an overview of his career that spans 33 years, all the while doing it justice. I will no doubt miss some important points, but I really do hope that I can provide a window into the life of this extraordinary Andrian. David Galida was offered a spot at St. Andrew's College on April 8, 1987, and the headmaster at the time, Mr. Robert Bedard, offered him a position as a teacher of science and math and to act as assistant housemaster in McDonald House. Bedard wrote to David, "Please allow me to say that I personally share your enthusiasm, and I know that the school will benefit greatly from your presence." Enthusiasm. I can say without hyperbole that 33 years later, there's no better word that can describe David Galida. And his enthusiasm continues to this day. David has made a significant impact in both the academic and athletic programs at the school as a former head of science, a former varsity hockey and track and field head coach. And in 2004, he joined the leadership team under former headmaster Ted Staunton and became the director of residential life and set the standard for residential programming here at St. Andrews, but also across the country. In fact, whatever task he was given, David met it with passion and enthusiasm and always got the job done. He has created a list of top 5 moments that I would like to share with you today. Sitting at number 5, David writes that growing up here on campus with his family was tremendous. And he says, it's a great place to be. And I have to agree with him because I raised my family here as well. At number 4, teaching biology at St. Andrews and seeing how well his students did in Canada-wide competitions. David suggests that at last count, 70 of his students have gone on to become doctors. That is an extraordinary achievement. And sitting at number 3, coaching track to 6 consecutive CISAA championships from 1989 to 1995, and being part of the coaching staff that helped varsity hockey win the OFSA championship in 1993 and the McPherson Tournament Championship as well in 1993. Sitting at number 2, establishing a former residential life curriculum in McDonald House and then watching it grow through the entire residential program here at St. Andrews. There's much to be said about this, but having lived it as both assistant housemaster of McDonald House and housemaster of Flavel House, I can say that this is a crowning achievement, and I count myself, once again, very fortunate to be part of an extraordinary group of people led by David, helping to create the program that is second to none in North America. And finally, sitting at number 1, David was responsible for the Help the Children donation drive in the mid-90s. His biology class in 1995 were studying the effects of the Chernobyl nuclear accident in Russia. And one weekend, David was watching Ukrainian TV, which he often still does. And they were talking about a charity that helps children in need. With the permission of the school administration, they received donations from the Andrian community, and they managed to fill his lab to the brim. And it took 2 truckloads to get all the donations out. There's no question that they helped many children in need. On a personal note, I've known David since I arrived at St. Andrews in 2000. We coached hockey together that year, and I got to know him just a little bit. There were times when I wasn't sure if he liked me at all, but I kept trying, and because I'm charming, he eventually came around. David and I started working closely together at McDonald House, and there's no question that I look to him as my mentor at St. Andrews. All that I learned and all that I accomplished as his assistant in McDonald House, I was able to later use as I transitioned to become housemaster of Flavel, my own house. Without his mentorship, without his guidance, without his support, this may not have been possible. We have shared so many wonderful times together, and although we haven't always agreed, we were always good to one another. I won my first championship with David in 2010, and when the final buzzer went, we performed what we affectionately call the Great Embrace. There's no record of the incident because none of the parents thought that we were actually going to win, so they didn't bring their cameras. I've spent years on buses, years in residence with David, and there's always been a closeness between us. Throughout those years, I've watched his daughter, Christina, become an extraordinary artist. I've watched his son excel at goaltending and achieve numerous accolades. And his wife, Veronica, is my dental hygienist, who, for the good of my smile and my face, recommended braces when I was at the tender age of 35. To say that I'm close to the Galida family would be an understatement. It's a hard thing to realize that your mentor of 20 years is going to be leaving you. And when I first heard the news, I can honestly say that it was devastating. But then I realized one thing. David and I worked closely with each other for 20 years, and he would clearly want me to carry on and continue the job that we started long ago. His legacy is that he has had a positive impact on literally thousands of people during his time at St. Andrews. 33 years went by relatively quickly, and I hope, Mr. G, that I've helped make your time here just a little brighter. Please know that in part, I am who I am today because of your guidance, your support, and your dedication to me. For all of that, I thank you. I'm going to miss you more than perhaps you could ever know, but I remain thankful and appreciative for everything. So enjoy retirement. You've earned it. Perhaps we'll see you at a Cornell Big Red hockey game sometime soon. In the meantime, take care and Godspeed.
We wish you all countless blessings. As I proudly wear both a director and parent hat today, I don't know what this looks like, but that's okay. You guys can see me. I need our parents to know one thing. The confidence you place in us to be a part of the village that helps raise your son truly is the greatest compliment. When you commit to St. Andrews College, you commit to a partnership. Our engagement with our families is greater than your son's enrollment. As a mother of a grade 8 student once said to me, "Wow, it is true. At SAC, you never walk alone." It has been a true pleasure working alongside each of you. We look forward to seeing you in Rogers Hall, despite your son's new drop-off location, the back parking lot, way, way in the back. Although it feels like you have already lived summer vacation, you now are able to enjoy 3 more months of trying to keep your boys occupied with no travel plans, no camps, and few friends. Good luck. Have a wonderful, restful summer and enjoy your son's healthy boyness. A final send-off to the group who kept the wheels in motion when they could have easily fallen off, the class of 2024. What a privilege it has been to observe your interactions, watch your development, seeing your transformation from boys to young men throughout the years. You have demonstrated a deep level of compassion for one another, bringing true meaning to the word brotherhood. You have come together in super fun times, but what has defined you the most is the manner in which you stand in solidarity in trying times. Your resiliency in pushing through COVID-19 while maintaining your leadership has been remarkable. Your actions have not gone unnoticed. Even at a time when participation was voluntary, you showed up, and you showed up big, not once allowing this moment in history to define your middle school journey. You have provided our youngest boys with a positive example of what grit looks like in the face of adversity. You have left the middle school a better place from the time you first entered the building. You are such a special group of boys. I am really going to miss you. But hold on, there are a few interesting things that you have gifted us with that will forever remind us of your unique ways. This group would choose a victory royale over an A in any course. Their hearts are huge, flippin' pancakes to support a cherished classmate. They are kings of locker grub. Ritz are a favorite, with high chews coming in a close second. They can down lunch in 4.2 minutes to maximize recess time. They are fierce competitors on the court, even at the expense of a teacher injury. Recess is their favorite period, and FYI, boys, this no longer exists in the upper school. I know, you miss us already. They are entrepreneurs. Hawkball, anyone? They are sneaker addicts. They still can't tie a tie. There are only ever 2 questions. They almost always rise to the occasion, and they certainly did not fall short this spring. She said, "Be kind," and they are. Oh, and they love their mamas. Our international students from Mexico, China, St. Lucia, we wish we could have been gathered face-to-face today to send you off with a proper goodbye. Each of you has added a spark of culture to our community and a vibrancy in Mac House. Your love of all things St. Andrews will not be forgotten. Please come back and visit us soon. Now, go on. Upper school is awaiting you. Your curiosity, creativity, intelligence, and luminosity, not to mention your wonky personalities. I am so proud to call each of you an Andrian and so eager to see the impact you will have on this big, wide world. As you begin your new journey, we have every bit of confidence that you will be amazing. After all, we've been preparing you for years. Thank you. We will now begin with the awards portion of the ceremony. If we were celebrating in a traditional fashion, members of our Board of Governors, leadership team, and faculty would be called upon to present awards. Today, we will simply read the description and announce the recipient. We will begin by honoring students who have earned the Head of School Honor Roll tie. I would like to welcome Head of School, Mr. Kevin McHenry, to present the Head of School Honor Roll.
Good afternoon, and my sincere congratulations to the class of 2024 and their families. Thank you for your resiliency over the past 3 months, your positivity, and your hard work. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I'd also like to very much thank our amazing faculty and staff for your perseverance and your kindness over these times. It is my pleasure to honor boys who have earned their Head of School Honor Roll tie. These students in grade 8 are the top 10 academic students in their grade. The following grade 8 is receiving his Head of School Honor Roll tie for the first time. Jason Shen. The following grade 8 boys have previously earned their Head of School Honor Roll tie and have done so again. Matthew Abramovitz, Brandon Shen, Brennan Mangat, Jared Renanimo, Eric Su, Matthew Virgilio, David Yang, Richard Yang, and finally, Jason Zhu. Thank you.
We will now move into presenting the special school prizes. Middle School Reading Prize. This prize is awarded to students who have read the greatest number of books in the middle school reading program during the school year. This award is a collaborative initiative between the Towers Library and Middle School Academic Program to promote and support literacy among our students and to encourage students to become lifelong readers. This year, the reading prize goes to Jose Maria Chima Velasquez de Leon Ortega. The Middle School Drama Award, awarded to the grade 8 student who has shown commitment, passion, and talent for the theater stage over the course of his middle school career. I'm proud to announce that Joey Panofsky is the recipient of the Middle School Drama Award. The Bilal Rajan Hands for Help Community Service Award. This award is presented to the grade 8 student who has devoted the most hours to noteworthy community service projects and activities. This student, along with his entire family, is a champion of Special Olympics and has earned 208 community service hours to date. This year's award goes to Brian Etherington. The Chair of the Board of Governors Public Speaking Competition Award, to recognize the student in middle school for exceptional public speaking. This was no surprise. The award this year goes to Jared Reinemo. I think this is the award we've all been waiting for, the Thomas A. Hawken Trophy for Middle School Clan Competition. So this award is presented to the middle school clan that has acquired the most clan points amongst its members. And the race was close, especially in the last couple of months. So boys, drum roll please. The second place standing goes to Douglas clan. The third place goes to the Wallace clan. And this year's winner is Bruce clan. Way to go, boys. I would like to call Mr. Trevor Biazzi to present the next 5 awards.
Thank you very much, Mrs. D'Angelo, and good afternoon, everyone. The Robert W. Mahara Language Arts Award is awarded to the student in the middle school whose first language is neither English nor French and who makes outstanding progress in either of Canada's official languages. I'm happy to announce this year's winner is Eduardo Curry King. the Brian R. Mitchell Award for proficiency in junior debating. Mr. Mitchell was the school's top debater in his graduating class of 1977. This year's winner is Mats Lees. The Aubrey M. Foy Piping Prize for the most improved middle school piper, donated by Michael G. Foy, pipe major, 1997, in honor of his late father, Aubrey M. Foy, SAC, 1976 to 2003. And this year's winner, I'm happy to say, is Carter Seymour. The 48th Chapter IODE Trophy for the best middle school cadet. The trophy is presented to a first-year cadet that has excelled in outdoor pursuits, teamwork, and leadership. And I'm happy to see that Ben Wang is this year's winner. The Colonel Tilton Award, to honor the student who, in the opinion of the faculty, have set the best example in their class for effort, persistency, and tenacity in their studies and in all other school activities in the face of adversity. Colonel Frederick A. Tilton merited the Victoria Cross, the highest military honor of the British Commonwealth, for his courage under fire on March 1st, 1945. This year's winner is William English.
And finally, the Roy H.M. Lowndes Prize. To the student in grade 8 who best excels in studies, games, deportment, and character. Mr. Lowndes was a student here from 1906 to 1912 and was a dedicated member of the Andrian community. It is with great pleasure that we recognize Matthew Virgilio as the recipient of the Lowndes Prize this year. Congratulations, boys. At this time, I would like to introduce Matthew Virgilio, class valedictorian, middle school council member, and student of the graduating class, to offer a few words to the students of the middle school. Matthew.
Hello students, faculty, and parents. I'm Matthew Virgilio, and I'm absolutely honored to address this year's graduating class of 2020, well, at least from 6 feet apart. For all of us here today, it might seem as an end of story, a conclusion to all of our hard work here as students at St. Andrews College. For me, however, I see today as an end of a chapter. There's so much to learn and look forward to, but before we move on, let's take a few moments to look back at our past few years. The year was 2016, and like many of you Rogers Hall grads, it was my first time here at SAC. For most new boys, the first day can be filled with nerves and excitement. As I walked into my grade 5 classroom, I was greeted by my first teacher, Miss Rose Donahoe, who taught me the basics of what it truly meant to be a student here at SAC. Next up was grade 6, where I learned many life lessons from my teachers, Miss Elliott and Miss Still. Then, grade 7, where all my teachers truly impacted my life. Finally, it was the start of my grade 8 year, and I walked into the classroom with those same emotions. I headed to my first English class with Mr. Kyle, where he clearly outlined that he teaches a harder course than every other teacher here at SAC, and that everything counts for marks. I mean, everything. I was really shocked when he marked us on how neat our handwriting was, and considering mine isn't the best, it made this course a little bit more challenging. I want to thank Mr. Kyle and the rest of the faculty for being hard on all the grade 8s and teaching us that everything we do is truly for the better. After all the excitement of starting grade 8 in the fall, winter set in, so the Mexicans had to make a quick run to Yorkdale to make sure they cleared out all of the Montclair and Canada Goose jackets. Apparently the designer t-shirts weren't doing the trick anymore. The winter term was filled with assignments, stress, and Andrew and Christmas rehearsals. Listening to Mr. Stewart sing is truly a blessing. Finally, it was Andrew and Christmas, which was filled with amazing musical performances. Singing in this service is truly a powerful scene and reminds us of the special bonds and relationships we build here as students. As we got deeper into the year, the boys got lazier and lazier. Blazers on the floor, ties undone, flies low. I mean, the boys weren't looking good, but it was winter term, which meant second term sports. The U14 basketball team was feeling big, although their heights weren't, except for Gabe. It was said by majority of the players, most of the time they were playing against kids twice their size. I wish the U14 basketball team lots of growing this summer because they all have big careers up in high school. On the other side of athletics, the U14 hockey team was looking pretty stacked and possible contenders for the championship that year. With Hall of Fame coaches Mr. Galata and Mr. Stewart, it was almost certain the boys were going to be successful. Big shout out to Nick Belmonte for being an amazing goaltender as well as a personal photographer. and Luis Valencia for always having the best celebrations after scoring in practice. For all the grade 8s, we know that playing on sports teams here at SAC are very special. Out on the field is where we learn many important life skills like leadership, determination, and teamwork. I know that all the sports teams this year were very successful, and I wish the best of luck to everyone as they move on to upper school sports. I encourage each and every one of you to try out for a new team or maybe even try something new. Finally, the winter term came to an end, and so did 2019. Before leaving for March break, we were told to bring all of our books home due to a little thing called COVID-19. Although many of us didn't take it too seriously, we all left for a well-earned March break, without having no idea what was about to happen. Our school year took a little turn when we were told we wouldn't be able to return to learn on campus for 2 weeks. This whole quarantine thing lasted a little bit longer than we had hoped. 2 weeks had turned into 4 weeks, then to 8 weeks, then to 11 weeks. 11 whole weeks of online school. Now, I was told that this speech was generally supposed to summarize what happened in the school year, but I can't just leave it there. I think that there's one thing we have all learned through these tough times, and that's how special the brotherhood here is at SAC. A successful businessman, Richard Branson, once said that every success story is a tale of consistent adaptation, revision, and change. I'm a big believer in that in order to see somebody's true colors, they need to go through some type of adversity. Through this ordeal as a group, we showed that we are hardworking, independent, patient, and courageous. I feel that coming out of this pandemic, we're going to be better students, friends, and most importantly, better people. Through all the tough times, the bad days, and the good ones, it's the special brotherhood that gets us going each day. It's the people we meet and the relationships we build that will last a lifetime. Now, I know this isn't how any of us wanted to end the school year, but we will probably recognize these challenges have bonded us as a group. Many people will consider St. Andrew's College just a school, but to all the grads here today, we know that it's more than just a school, but a family. I think we can all agree that SAC has taught us many things that we'll never forget and truly shows that SAC is not an ordinary place. Now, my final thoughts. Although we didn't have a grad dinner, we didn't have a grad trip, and we can't even be at school today, I do think that this year is one we'll never forget. To the grade 8s, work hard, get involved, and hand in your assignments on time. And most importantly, be yourself. I wish everyone the best of luck next year back in Mexico or in the upper school. Congratulations to this year's grade 8 graduating class of 2020. I hope everyone has an amazing summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. That was awesome. And finally, the moment we have all been waiting for, the presentation of graduation certificates, Subject and Improvement Prize, Academic Merit, and Scholar Status Awards. Matthew Abramovitz, receiving his gold medal for Scholar Status and Academic Merit, receiving the History Prize, the Science Prize, and the Kilger-Campbell English Prize, awarded for proficiency in composition, grammar, spelling, and writing.
I came to St. Andrews in grade 5 and have made so many great memories. I love being on the track and field, tennis, soccer, and squash teams, as well as bagpiping. Winning 2 tournaments in Montreal with the hockey team were highlights in grade 5 and 6. I would like to thank my parents for sending me to SAC. I would also like to thank my amazing teachers and staff for an awesome middle school experience. I will always remember the great times and friendships that were made.
Andrew Aquino, receiving his bronze medal for Scholar Status.
My favorite memory at SAC was when Matthew Virgilio tried to eat a grape for James Coppola's Fortnite account. Another good memory of mine was when the U14B Beauties won in a penalty shootout and made it to the finals. And my last memory was when Giuseppe tried to chug a 1-liter bottle of Mountain Dew. I would like to say thank you to all my teachers and advisors over the years, and all the coaches I've had. I would also like to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity to come to the school. There is no such thing as boundaries, only limits that get pushed further and further. That is my favorite quote from Travis Pastrana. Thank you.
Hudson Bell, receiving his bronze medal for Scholar Status and Academic Merit.
This was my first year at SAC. I had tons of fun getting to know my new classmates and peers at Beyond the Gates. One of the highlights of my year was playing for the U14 soccer team, despite the fact that I broke my arm and could not see the field a lot. In the second term, I played for the U14 hockey team. The year ended sooner than I hoped, but I'm still pumped for grade 9.
Nicholas Belmonte, receiving his bronze medal for Scholar Status and Academic Merit.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Belmonte, and this was my first year at SAC. I'm graduating grade 8. This year at SAC was amazing. I made many friends. I joined teams such as U14 soccer and U14 hockey. I also lived in Mac House, which was an amazing experience, and I can't wait to go back next year. I've always wanted to go to a school like SAC where I can try new things and expand my horizons. And I'm finally here. I have a long road ahead of me, but I know I will work hard and continue to try new things. Here I come, upper school. If something stands between you and your success, move it. Never be denied. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Hayden Braithwaite, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I'd like to thank my housemasters and resident dons, Miss Gotch and Miss S, for helping me this year at SAC. It has been a wonderful year, and I couldn't be more grateful for all the help and support Grade 8 has brought for me. First of all, my cross-country coaches, Mrs. Ramon and Mrs. D'Angelo, since it was a brand new sport to me and I wasn't that experienced in. And Mr. Cahill for teaching me how to hit a squash ball. And lastly, my teachers for being so helpful.
Braden Bruce, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I've been at SAC for a memorable 4 years. Some of my most fond memories were beyond the gates with all my friends and getting to know my classmates better, traveling to Montreal with Mr. Biazzi's U12 hockey team and winning the Selwyn House tournament, piping in Tuesday Arts, which gave me the opportunity to play the pipes. I would like to thank all my family and teachers and friends, and especially all 4 of my advisors, Mr. O'Donohoe, Mr. Biazzi, Ms. Berman, and Mr. Lewis, for all the support at my time at SAC. Thank you.
Matteo Chericola, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I have enjoyed my last 3 years at SAC. I especially remember playing hawkball at recess and the grade 6 band. Over the years, I have played on U12 volleyball and softball, U13 basketball, and U14 soccer, swimming, and squash. I thank all of my teachers and advisors for everything they have done for me. I would also like to thank my parents for giving me this amazing opportunity. You miss 100% of the shots you never take. Wayne Gretzky.
Braden Chastanet.
One of the best decisions I ever made was coming to SAC and being a boarder. My favorite actor is Adam Sandler. My favorite show is Friends. My favorite movie is The Longest Yard. My favorite writer/novelist is Winston Churchill. My favorite class is math and science. My favorite teachers are Mr. Kyle, Miss Still, Mr. Holmes, Mr. Tatera, Mrs. Ramones, Mr. McPherson, and of course, Miss O'Hare. I love SAC and severely dislike online classes. Oh, and I like chess almost as much as I love opening and closing windows, specifically opening windows. And I like cold.
Fernando Chedraui Pesos.
I had a great year at St. Andrews College. It was one of my best experiences so far. I had 7 gatings this year, but I used them all to finish all my work done. I had a lot of fun and I learned to play a lot of new sports like hockey or basketball and floorball. I enjoyed the Mac House activities like dodgeball, board games, and going outside to play with the snow. I also really enjoyed the weekend activities with Mr. Burden, like going to the CN Tower and the movies or going skiing. Thank you.
Brandon Chen, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit, also receiving the music prize.
Middle school was an amazing experience. I enjoyed every single moment of it, even the lunches. I was a member of the U14 soccer and basketball teams. I am thankful for my advisor, Mr. Kyle, my teachers, coaches, peers, and of course, for my parents who made this experience possible. I've made many memories in middle school and I hope to make many more in upper school. What comes easy won't last long, and what lasts long won't come easy. Anonymous.
Jerry Chen, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
I finally had a chance to learn my classmates' names. When everyone was sent home and became pictures of heads talking on the screen. I am pleased to announce that I had a good time this year, using all the facilities, from the dining hall to Mac House, and I gradually became more comfortable. Since there are many days and nights in Mac House, I actually learned my roommates' names. All in all, thumbs up for the academics, athletics, and general sense of positivity.
Gabe Sank Mars, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I have loved the last 4 years at St. Andrews. I loved playing basketball and the LIT program. My favorite memory of the middle school was the grade 5 Beyond the Gates trip. I would like to thank my parents, Joe and Charmaine, for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I would also like to thank Ms. Still, Mr. Kyle, and Mr. Totera for an amazing mentorship and teaching. I would like to end off with a quote. Some people want it to happen, some people wish it will happen, and others make it happen. Michael Jordan.
James Coppola, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
Throughout my 4 years at SAC, I've made many great memories at places like CSA tournaments, Beyond the Gates, homecoming, and even in the classroom on a regular day basis. I'm looking forward to being in the upper school, and I can't wait for all the new and exciting opportunities awaiting for me. I would like to thank my parents, friends, teachers, and advisors from my 4 years at St. Andrews College.
Alvaro Cortina Hernandez, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
Thank you, St. Andrews College, for this amazing year. It was an awesome experience being a boarder in Mac House. I made a lot of friends and get along well with my roommates. Thank you teachers and advisor for being patient and teaching me lots of things. I am very grateful to being able to graduate from middle school. Thank you.
Maksim D'angelo, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Hello, I'm Maksim D'angelo, and I've been in middle school since grade 5. First off, I would like to thank my parents and friends for giving me this amazing opportunity. Some of my highlights have been going to BC for Case in grade 6 on U13 soccer and going to Calgary in grade 7 on U13 basketball. There have been lots of great things that have happened, including homecoming, spring smash, and McPherson hockey tournament every year. I'm very grateful, and these past 4 years have been the best of my life. Thank you.
William Dudney, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I am following in my father's footsteps by going to SAC. My favorite memory this year was going on the Tremblant ski trip with all my friends. I was also a part of the U14 soccer team and U14 squash team this year. I am thankful for my advisor, Mr. Kyle, my peers, my teachers. I am very thankful for my parents' support. I really enjoyed middle school, but I am very excited to be going into the upper school next year. No one has a perfect life. Everybody has something that he wishes was not the way it is. Stanley.
Jaden Sonj, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
It has been an amazing 2 years at St. Andrews College. I have truly enjoyed all of the aspects of all that St. Andrews College has to offer. I am truly thankful for all of the support from my teachers and staff faculty. I want to thank my advisors, Ms. Derwin and Mr. Cahill, who have been very helpful and very supportive. I played U13 hockey and soccer, which I truly enjoyed. I would like to thank all of the hospitality and staff for all the delicious meals that they make for us. I'm looking forward to this new chapter in my life, and I'm gonna leave a famous quote from Oscar Wilde. Success doesn't rush, the greatest reward is the journey. Thank you.
William English, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My first year at SAC was truly amazing, even though it didn't end the way I hoped it to. I learned many new things, such as swimming, playing the flute, and piping. Some of my fond memories that I made at SAC include the 5-day boarding, acting in the School of Rock play, and competing at swim meets. I thank my supportive friends, my teachers, and especially my parents for sending me to this amazing school. Strive not to be of success, but rather to be of value. Albert Einstein.
Brian Etherington, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I had a terrific time in the middle school, and I would like to thank all my teachers and friends for supporting me and helping make it so memorable. My favorite moments were learning how to play squash, learning the bagpipes, and the SpaceX Engineering Design Challenge. I am looking forward to the vast leadership programs and opportunities in the upper school.
Luke Ferris, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
I enjoyed my 4 years at SAC greatly. I had a great time at Beyond the Gates, and it was the highlight of each of my middle school years. I enjoyed playing hockey for all 4 years in middle school. My favorite subject was gym. Throughout my experience in middle school, I made lots of friends that will last forever. I would like to thank my parents, coaches, teachers, grandparents, and anyone that finances the school or works at it. And I'm going to miss the middle school very much. I would like to take my athletic and academic successes into the upper school. And don't let yesterday take up too much of today is my quote.
Nicholas Ferrante.
I have had the time of my life during my years at SAC. During these years, I have made my best effort to grow into the young man SAC teaches boys to be. My best memories at SAC were creating lifelong friendships, the grade 6 hockey tournament, the grade 7 soccer tournament, and anything the school really had to offer. I was proud to serve as a member of the clan captains, helping to organize fun activities. Although I am sad to be leaving the middle school, I am excited about the future.
Marcus Fong, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My final year at St. Andrews College has to be one of the biggest chapters of my life. This year, I was able to push myself in cross country, squash, and many subjects. I remember every single good memory that I made with my friends, classmates, teammates, and teachers. I also remember the bad ones, like when I broke 3 rackets in a season of squash. I want to give a special thanks to my advisor, Mr. Lewis, teachers, and my parents.
Jack Helke, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
In my first year at SAC, I had a great experience. I had a bunch of fun memories, such as Beyond the Gates, Adrian Christmas, and playing on 2 different sports teams. Although the year was unfortunately cut short, I had the chance to play on 2 sports teams, which were the highlight of my year. I played on the U14 volleyball team as a setter and the U14 hockey team as a goalie. I'd like to thank all the teachers, coaches, and other staff for the endless support. Thank you.
Tomas Irurita Flores, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Since the first time I entered through the doors of St. Andrews, I was ready for the new challenges, like being without my parents, doing laundry for the first time, and trying to make new friends. I enjoyed U14A soccer team, living in Mac House, and had some amazing teachers who helped me when I was in trouble. But I will never forget my new friends and my classroom, 801. Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it. I would like to thank my parents for this incredible experience.
Saif Ali Ismail, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I did it! Now it's all over. Or has it just begun? I'm happy to congratulate all my fellow graduates on this momentous occasion. I'll fondly remember my time in middle school, from sports to drama, and especially all the committees I had the privilege to be a part of. I want to give my teachers a special shout out for making me strive to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Remember, height is just a number. What matters is the size of your heart.
Christian Ey.
I loved my 4 years in middle school. I loved playing for the U14 volleyball team, and I had so much fun playing for the U14 basketball team. I would like to thank my parents for the amazing opportunity that they've given me. I would also like to thank my teachers and classmates. I loved these 4 years, and I hope grade 9 is just as great.
Charlie Jansen.
In my second and best year at SAC, I've made many great memories, such as swimming in the freezing cold water at Beyond the Gates and singing at Adrian Christmas. I am very thankful to be part of the U14B soccer team and the U14 basketball team. I am very thankful to my parents who have given me the opportunity to attend this school, and I am also very thankful for my fellow classmates and teachers who have helped me with my schoolwork. I would also like to thank my advisor, Mr. Lewis, and my two house captains, Owen and Donna.
Mark Jen, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I had an extraordinary time since starting at SAC in grade 7. I was fond of my music and math classes with Mr. Richardson and Mr. Lewis. I was very proud when I earned my first merit tie in grade 7. I would like to thank Mr. Holmes for being such a supportive advisor. I am looking forward to everything in upper school.
Krish Khanna, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My 2 years in middle school were the 2 best years I've ever had. My time in middle school is defined by trying new things and making people laugh. Some highlights of mine were U14B soccer in grade 7, U14 squash, and the ski trips. I'll always remember going to advisory with Miss Dill and Mr. Cahill and laughing every day. And I made friends I'll never forget in middle school, and I'll keep those friendships with me forever. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for sending me to SAC.
Ethan Kim, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My time in the middle school is coming to an end, although it saddens me to say. Some of my best memories were here, like spending time with my friends, the annual McPherson hockey tournament, Beyond the Gates, and playing on all the sports teams that I did. I'd like to thank all my teachers for everything that they've done for me. I'd also like to thank all my coaches and my friends for helping me through this journey. I'd also like to thank my advisors who have always kept me on track. The biggest thanks goes to my parents, though. They've always helped me through tough times, and they'll always be there for me and always push me to be better. I'll miss my time in the middle school, but I'm looking forward to upper school. I end this with a famous quote by Walt Disney. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things, because we're curious, and curiosity leads us down new paths.
George Kitagawa, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I've been living the St. Andrews lifestyle since I came to the school in grade 5. I've done my best to take advantages of all opportunities to embody the true Andrian, including roles in the online musical and 3 Andrian Christmases. I competed in softball for 3 years in a row and squash for 2 years. I've enjoyed every minute of my time in the middle school and would like to thank my coaches, teachers, parents for all the effort they put in for me.
Eduardo Curry King, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
This was my first year at St. Andrews College, and I'll never forget moments like the McPherson tournament or homecoming. I also enjoyed the experience of playing soccer for the varsity team and competing at Case on home turf. I would like to thank Chris, Mark, Cole, Bryce, and Alejandro for treating me like a brother and helping make this school year so memorable for me. I wish all my Andrian brothers the very best in the future. Your friend, Eduardo.
Jay Lee, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
During middle school, I participated in the ITI committee, middle school band, middle school jazz band, middle school ambassador, and middle school outreach. I am so thankful for my advisors, Miss Elliott when I was in grade 6, who helped me get started on my SAC journey, Mr. Richardson in grade 7, who helped me become a confident student, and finally, Miss O'Hare, grade 8, for helping me complete my journey in middle school the best way as possible.
Mads Lees, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit, also receiving the grade 8 mathematics prize.
My favorite moment during the grade 8 SAC school year was going to Beyond the Gates. There, I got to know who my friends were and what Class 804 was really about. I'd like to thank my advisor, Mrs. Ramon, for guiding me through my grade 8 school year at SAC. I'd also like to thank my parents for keeping me focused on what I had to work on as a student and as a person.
Terry Lee, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
The middle school days at SAC were ones I'll never forget. Though a portion of my time was spent learning online, I'll never forget the memories I made at and away from school. I was a board in middle school, and I loved every aspect of it, including my roommates and dorms. Sharing fun, happy, and sad moments this year allowed me to grow. I also love the genuine connections I made with my peers and the quality conversations we shared together.
Daniel Liu, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
The first year at SAC had been a great experience for me. I joined the U14 soccer team and had lots of fun. I would like to thank my roommates and my big brother Griffin, who helped me a lot in my boarding life. In upper school, I'm looking forward to new roommates and new classes. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. Dr. Seuss.
Brennan Mangat, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit, receiving the Enriched French Prize.
I've had an unforgettable 4 years in the middle school, and I'll cherish all the moments of fun and laughter. Some of my favorite moments are the McPherson hockey game, as well as playing the newly invented hawkball during lunch recess. I would like to thank all of my teachers and advisors for help guiding me through the middle school. I would also like to thank my parents for giving me this wonderful opportunity. These 4 years will never be forgotten.
Cesar Moran Hernandez, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Making the decision to leave home for 1 year was the best choice I ever made. A new student at St. Andrews College is very challenging, but it is all worth it. I lived an awesome experience. In just 1 year, I tried new sports, new instruments in music, and a new way of life at McDonald House as a boarder. Thank you, St. Andrews, for everything. All the laughs, frustrations, excitements, happy, sad moments, and also the gatings. The truth about the life at St. Andrews is that you will never be alone. Hope to see you soon, everyone, because I made friends that turns into brothers. Zach will always be a big part of my heart.
James McNair, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My favorite memory of SAC was the youth team basketball trip to Calgary because it was the first time I got to travel with my friends. I also enjoyed the bonding experience at Beyond the Gates. I was the starting goalie for the 14A soccer team, and I was also part of the 14 basketball team, which I really enjoyed. I would like to thank all my teachers who helped me and supported me through the middle school, as well as my parents for sending me to SAC.
Parker Noxon.
I will remember every last bit of my 2 years in middle school. Some of my best memories were playing U13 and U14 soccer, doing track in the spring, and hanging out with all of my friends. I would like to say thanks to all the teachers who helped me out when I needed it. And most of all, thanks to my parents for giving me a chance to go to such an amazing school and helping me through everything. Another huge thanks to all my amazing friends who have helped me through some ups and downs. I will miss middle school very much. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The visions will pull you. Steve Jobs.
Joey Panofsky, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Hi, my name is Joey. I loved every aspect of middle school, whether it was from sleeping on Miss Hardy's carpet in grade 5 to doing 7 units of math per week in Mr. Lewis's grade 8 class. My most memorable moments include building it in Montreal and playing in the Selwyn House hockey tournaments. I would like to give a special thanks to Ms. Still, Mr. Holmes, Mr. Doherty, Mr. Biazzi, and all the other teachers for making learning fun. All of our dreams could come true if we had the courage to pursue them. Quoted from Walt Disney. Thank you.
Diego Pascal Vega.
Through the doors of St. Andrews College, I was ready to take on the new challenge. First term, I was part of U14B soccer team with all of my friends from 801. Second term, I was part of middle school ski team with Guillermo and Alvaro. I want to thank all my teachers and my advisor, my parents, for all the help that they have given me. I think my best memory from SAC was Beyond the Gates because it gave me a chance to realize that I was in the best class.
Adrian Powell, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I have had a great St. Andrews Middle School experience since starting here at grade 7. This year I really enjoyed my language and science classes. I also really enjoyed being on the squash team. I would like to thank Ms. D'angelo and Mr. Holmes for being great advisors.
Kevin Peck, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I really enjoyed middle school. The highlights of my years were playing U14A soccer, U16 hockey, and learning to play the bagpipes. I would like to thank all my teachers from the past 2 years, and a special thanks to Miss Derwin and Mr. Kowalchuk. I always enjoyed putting my best effort into all my work. I would like to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity to go to SAC. Live life to the fullest and focus on the positive.
Juan Pablo Prieto.
Juan Pablo is now of the several in his family to attend SAC from Mexico, and he enjoyed his experience in the boarding community. His fondest memories were playing soccer and competing for the Alpine ski team. Juan Pablo also really enjoyed the Tuesday Arts program, where he learned a variety of skills. He enjoyed working with Ms. O'Hare and Mr. K in their classes, and would like to thank Mr. Holmes for his support as his advisor.
Jared Rynamo, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I really enjoyed my 4 years in middle school. They were all really eventful, and I can't pinpoint any as my favorite. I want to thank Miss RD and Miss Williams for guiding me throughout my entire middle school journey. I also want to thank Miss Still and Miss Elliott for being the light of grade 6, Mr. Tatera for making science the best part of grade 7, and Miss O'Hare for being the light of grade 8 and helping me recover from a pretty rough start. I want all of my teachers to know how much they've guided me and to where I am today. Thank you.
Jack Rispin, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Known as the step back, I had a lot of fun in my first year of SAC. I got to know many kids and made many friends. Hockey was my main sport, and I was excited about the chance to play softball, if not for COVID-19. I liked playing the drums and enjoyed Tuesday Arts, where I did film and media. I would really like to thank my parents, especially my mom, for getting me through challenging assignments and setting unreasonably high expectations for me.
Charlie Ritchie.
Hi, I am excited that I've graduated grade 8. It was definitely a different end to the school year. I wanted to thank all of my teachers for helping me get through the past few months. My highlights in middle school were playing U12 hockey and billeting in Montreal, going to Calgary for the U13 basketball tournament, and also being involved in drumming. I would also like to thank my parents for all of their support these past few years. I am sad to be leaving Miss D'Angelo and Mr. Biazzi, but I am also looking forward to the new experience at SAC and the upper school.
Rodrigo Rivero Marono, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I enjoyed my first year at SAC. Many of my greatest memories have been at night with my roommates. And another of my great memories have been when I played hockey for my first time. I had skated a lot in the past, but I was bad. So I improved a lot because I was always skating. I also won the MVP award for U14 soccer. This award was really important to me because one of my dreams to become a pro soccer player or do anything pro that it has to be related with the sport. I would like to thank my parents and teachers for the amazing experience that I had and all the support. Thank you.
Bryce Rogers, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
This was my 4th year at St. Andrews College, and oh boy, was it interesting. I participated in soccer and swimming and was a member of the upper school pipes and drums. My favorite part of the year was performing with the pipes and drums at Adrian Christmas. I would like to thank my grandparents and my parents for helping me along my middle school journey. It is only once you step outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. Roy T. Bennett.
Matthew Sackno, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I had a great experience in middle school since joining grade 6. I particularly enjoyed playing in the band, competing in robotics, and participating in a leadership and training program. My favorite moment would have to be the time I spent at leadership and training and meeting all my new friends. I would like to give a shout out to Jared, Jason, and Ben for being there for me, as well as James and David for being great roommates in my final year. In the upper school, I'm excited to join the computer science programs.
Noah Savage, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I love playing basketball at recess and meeting new people. I had such a great year, and thanks to my classmates and everyone else for making it such an amazing experience. Special thanks to my parents for making my dream to come to SAC true, and to my teachers and advisors for making it just that much better. Thank you so much. I'm super excited for next year to see all those new people and try something different. Thank you.
Carter Seymour, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Middle school has been one of the best years of my life. I came here in grade 6 and time has flown by. My favorite memories at SAC have been McPherson Tournament, Adrian Christmas, and Beyond the Gates. Thank you to my teachers, especially my advisor, Mr. Kyle, for always keeping an eye on my progress. Especially a big thank you to my parents for giving me the opportunity to go to this great school. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt.
Jason Shen, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit, receiving the Core French Prize, the Geography Prize, and the Bruce B. King Memorial Improvement Prize for the student who has made the greatest improvement in his grade 8 average since last June. A loyal Andrian, Mr. King was a student at St. Andrews from 1911 to 1922. Jason had an improvement of 13.5%.
I'll never forget my years as a member at the middle school. Balancing between academics, music, and sports even on challenging. Music was a big part of my life. I had a great time with the wind ensemble and middle school band. I was a member of middle school cross country and U14 basketball. Even though this year was cut short, I still enjoy learning new pieces of knowledge every single day. I'm looking forward to my first year of high school, and I'm hoping that boarders are allowed to use hair dryers next year. I'd like to thank my parents for giving me this opportunity to attend St. Andrews College. I would also like to thank all the teachers that gave me support during this academic year. I would like to share my favorite quote with you. Our future is our confidence and self-esteem. Tupac.
Guillermo Simon Gomez, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Hello, I had the best year of my life at SAC. I enjoyed every moment of it. I liked skiing and learning how to play hockey. The McPherson tournament was amazing. I would like to wish good luck to all my Andrian brothers. Hope to see you next year, Guillermo Simon.
Alexander Sinclair, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Middle school was an amazing experience for me. I'll never forget the memories that I made here. Some of my favorites were Beyond the Gates, Winter Activity Day, and most of all playing hawkball with my friends at recess. I'd like to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime to attend St. Andrews. Ain't no need to know where I'm going, just need to know where I've been. Tomater.
Eric Sue, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Middle school has been very fun. My favorite memory was my trip to Beyond the Gates in grade 6. It was when my friends and I went on the inflatables in the lake. It was very fun, but the water was very cold. I would like to thank all my teachers, especially Mr. Doherty, Mr. Biazzi, Ms. Still, Ms. Derwin, and Ms. Ramon. I would also like to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity to come to this school.
Anush Subasan, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
I have had a great experience at SAC. I won't forget the first time I stepped onto campus, as well as my Beyond the Gate trips. I enjoyed playing for U14B soccer and track and field in grade 7. I would like to thank all my teachers, friends, and most of all my parents for helping me out throughout my journey, no matter what the situation was, and for giving me the opportunity to come to SAC. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. By Ayn Rand.
Glenn Suttard, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I'm Glenn Suttard, and this is my first year at St. Andrews College. I've enjoyed every second of it. I love taking part in the cross-country team and the U16 hockey team. I thank my advisor, Mr. Cahill, for helping me move into St. Andrews College. I thank my teachers for keeping me on track, my roommates, residents, and house captains. I also thank my family for giving me the opportunity to come to St. Andrews College no matter how hard it's been. Look on every exit as an entrance to somewhere else. Tom Stoppard.
Jack Thompson, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
This fall I had fun playing U14B soccer. I then enjoyed playing winter multisport with my friends Jaden and Parker. I was a member of middle school council, student moderators, and finished the middle school off earning 49 community service hours. I want to thank my advisor, Mr. Cal, and the rest of my teachers for doing so much for me. I also want to thank my mother, brother, and friends for helping me out. My best memory this year was Beyond the Gates, and especially the Island Overnighter.
Hayden Thorne, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
It's been an amazing 2 years at St. Andrews College for me. I've enjoyed playing U14 volleyball, U14 hockey, and U14 lacrosse. I've also enjoyed being part of the outreach committee and playing the bagpipes. I'd like to thank all my advisors and teachers for supporting me the past 2 years, and I'd like to give a special thanks to my parents for giving me this opportunity. And I hope the upper school will be as memorable.
Boris Tishkov, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status. Boris was unable to submit his feed electronically, so I will try and do his comment justice. I remember the first time driving through the gates of St. Andrews in grade 6. Since then, I've felt hope, laughter, and happiness. I started playing squash in my first year and loved it ever since. I've discovered so many new hobbies and enjoyed so many new experiences. I've played sports such as volleyball, squash, rugby, and lots more. I've achieved many awards, such as the Scholar's Pin and MIP. And finally, my best memory was of Beyond the Gates in grade 7.
Luis Valencia Mondragon, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
It was my first year at St. Andrews College. I really enjoyed playing for the U14 hockey team. I felt that I learned a lot and that I really helped the team out. Although the 7 a.m. practices weren't the best, it was definitely a fun experience. It was my first time doing cross country. I thought I could try something new, and I did. I won 2 out of the 4 races, and I also won the school cross country one. I would like to thank my parents for this amazing opportunity, and to all the teachers who helped me learn, and for encouraging me to always do my best.
Jose Velasco Escobar, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I made the decision to embark on an adventure into the unknown and had an amazing year at St. Andrews. I was a boarder in Machouse and was part of the U14 basketball team. It was a great experience for me. I learned how to ski, skate, and learn music by playing the alto sax. I made lots of new friends of all nationalities and ages. Thank you to all the people who helped me along the way, teachers, classmates, and everyone else. I will always remember this year.
Jose Maria Velasquez de Leon Ortega, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I had an amazing, eventful year at St. Andrews College. I had time of my life, making new friends and learning quite a lot in school. I had a rough start, but soon realized how lucky I was to be at the school. I had a fun couple of months at SAC before I went into the extended March break holiday. I'm excited to come back next year and hope it comes quickly.
Matthew Virgilio, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My time in the middle school was extremely special. A great memory I had was playing U14 hockey with the boys and listening to Mr. Stewart's motivational speeches before each game. I wish to thank Mr. Kowalchuk for the very entertaining and passionate geography lessons, and I also want to thank Miss Elliott for teaching me life lessons I'll never forget. Finally, I'd like to thank the grade 8 students for making my final year in the middle school so special.
Michael Wang, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Middle school was an amazing experience for me. Good memories include Andrew and Christmas, McPherson, and Beyond the Gates. I'll never forget learning volleyball, losing basketball games while I still managed to think that we're going to win every single game, and crossing on Mr. Camiso. I would like to thank my advisors, Mr. Kyle, my teachers, and my coaches for putting up with me. Also, everyone who has made this year special and memorable. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up.
Ben Wang, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I had truly an unforgettable time in middle school since attending SAC in grade 6. My experiences in French and language class with Ms. Porter and Mr. Kyle were especially memorable, as it was filled with many pleasant surprises. I am proud of my MIP award for U14 badminton and MVP award for U14 squash. I would like to thank my advisors, Mr. Biazzi, Ms. Still, and Mr. Holmes for helping me throughout the middle school years. Instruction ends in the schoolroom, but education only ends with life, said by Frederick W. Robertson. Thank you.
Oscar Wu, receiving the Bronze Medal for Scholar Status and Academic Merit, receiving the Visual Arts Prize.
I brought a keen approach to the middle school. I particularly enjoyed my time in sports, working hard at the rink, and on the playing field. The 2 tremendous years of academics, arts, and sports has truly paid off. I realize now that the persistence and hard work was all worth it. I'm excited about new adventures in the years to come, and I would like to thank my amazing family for giving me the opportunity to attend such an amazing school.
Tiger Wu, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status.
I had a few amazing years in middle school. I was in lots of groups and teams like the swim team, middle school band, jazz band, and the upper school wind ensemble. I had a blast in all the events the school had to offer. One of my favorites being Spring Smash, which was canceled due to COVID-19. I had lots of friends throughout the 4 years, like Matthew Sacknow was one of my closest friends. Overall, I had an amazing 3 years in the middle school.
David Yang, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I'll never forget the best experience of middle school at SAC. My highlights are being a part of the U13 basketball team and earning the Jeff Trickett Award at Case, playing as the 3rd singles for the U14 badminton team during the CISA tournament, being a part of the U14 cross-country team, and being a part of the U14 basketball team. These are experiences which create memories that I'll never forget. I would like to thank all of my teachers and my hardworking parents that made it all possible. Greatness is the only investment that never fails. Henry Thoreau.
Richard Yang, receiving his silver medal for scholar status and academic merit, receiving the Grade 9 Mathematics Prize.
I enjoyed a not only eventful but wonderful year here at St. Andrews College. As part of the middle school concert band, or big boy band, and entering Christmas was one of my favorite experiences so far. Beyond the Gates at Camp Winnebago and the Community Giving Project were also thoroughly enjoyed, along with chapel and house captains. Lastly, I would like to thank all my friends, faculty, and staff for a memorable first year.
Thomas Yang, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I enjoyed everything at St. Andrews College. I loved the co-curricular programs at SAC. It gave me an opportunity to practice many programs that I enjoyed. I indulged in participating in the music programs like concert band, wind ensemble, and CISMF symphonic band. The teachers at SAC have been very supportive and friendly. After all, I would like to thank Mrs. Ramon, Mr. Totera, Mr. Richardson, and Mr. Kyle for their dedicated assistance over the year.
Yuan Yoshimi, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit, receiving the Health and Physical Education Prize.
It has been an amazing year for me. I was boarded and really enjoyed staying at Mac House. I really had fun at Adrian Christmas and enjoyed playing with the middle school band. I thank Mr. Mo for being a great advisor and a great history teacher. I also thank my teacher, residents, classmates, and roommates. I really appreciate my family for giving me the opportunity to go to this amazing school. I am looking forward to trying skiing next year and trying different sports.
Giuseppe Zappieri, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
I've been at SAC for grades 7 and 8, and to say I had a lot of fun would be an understatement. Some of my highlights include the Case basketball tournament in Calgary and Beyond the Gates both years. I'd like to thank my grade 7 advisor, Mr. Richardson, and my grade 8 advisor, Mr. Holmes, for all their guidance and support.
Nicholas Zurkovitz Marina, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
My name is Nicholas Zurkovitz. I come from Mexico, and this was my first year at SAC. I had an excellent year at SAC, where I experienced many new things and met lots of new friends. I enjoyed hanging out with my friends in Mac House and the experience of living away from my home. I played soccer for the school and enjoyed all the rough games. I really love the hockey rink and being able to develop my hockey skills with all my Mexican friends. I would like to thank my parents for providing me this opportunity and hope to return to campus for the future to see my classmates.
James Zhao, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Hi, I'm James and I've been in the middle school for about 2 years now. It has been a great year, especially because the Wi-Fi in Mac House is better than mine. Some highlights of my middle school were Beyond the Gates and the band competition. I also enjoyed school events like homecoming and spring smash. Mac House was great, being the first time I have lived at school. Overall, I think being at SAC has made me a better person.
Winston Zhao, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
As a new boy at St. Andrews, the school is a completely new environment for me. It presented a larger facility, more sports, and definitely harder homework. It has been a great year and a fun one for me. A great memory was being on the U14 basketball team. Even though our record wasn't the greatest, we still had a great time. I thank my friends for supporting me through the school year and my parents for the opportunity to come here. I'm looking forward to upper school next year.
Jason Zhu, receiving his bronze medal for scholar status and academic merit.
Hey everyone, I was best known as everyone's favorite X-Tuesday PA announcer. I deeply appreciate my schoolmates for their support while listening to my cringy jokes for an entire school year. If you weren't here last year, you were missing out on a lot. I am also glad that I sought out opportunities to participate in so many different clubs and activities, including Guyship, Green Team, and middle school ambassadors. Although I did get kicked out of some of them for missing half the school year, but we don't need to talk about that. I am truly grateful for everyone I have encountered throughout my 3 wonderful years at SAC.
That concludes the presentation of graduates, and I must say, and this is totally off script, that was really quite an amazing array of commentary from our grade 8 grads. Mr. Biazzi and I and Mr. McHenry are behind the scenes, and we're laughing at all of them. Thank you for sharing your insightful comments and for being so proud of your school. It really was a perfect way to add some humor and just to see your faces on this really special day. So thank you for taking the care to do that for us. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening and seeing each other in lieu of what we are facing right now today. Congratulations to all of our grade 8 graduates. We are so proud of you. As we conclude our celebration, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those who made today possible. And it requires all of the people who are in here but you cannot see because they are behind the computer screens and all of the other tech equipment that I have no idea how to work any of this. But that's Dean Johnston, Jonathan Leong Sam, Sean Mallett, Paul Mosey for the virtual setup. Thank you so much. There are other people here also who are behind the scenes and working, and honestly, this would not have been possible without your tremendous support and vision. Like, thank you for making this happen. Amazing. Thanks. And to Dave Stewart also, of course. Thank you, Dave Stewart, for leading us through our final chapel session of the 2019-2020 school year, but we will be back in that space very soon. So as we close the 121st Prize Day ceremony, I would like to take this opportunity to extend a final wish for a most enjoyable summer. We sure do hope to be back on campus this September. Fingers and toes crossed. Thank you.